Okay, in this video I'm going to talk about this create article or add article. I want to create something which when the user clicks on create article button, he or she will create an article or add an article in the list. Okay, let's use the create view. Okay, so I want to have article create. So the class article create, and I take this mixin and then create view. Well, after this I want to have the model. The model will be article. I want to create the article. Okay, then fields. I want to mention the fields. Which fields are here? Okay, and the block and the models of the block, you can see that there are something like author, like title, slug, description, and category, thumbnail, publish, well, status. These things should be there. Okay, I do the same thing here. Well, in the view I want to have the title. Okay, before title I want to show the author, title, slug, category, description, thumbnail, and well, publish, and also status. That's very clean. And let's have a template name as well for this. The template name will be the same thing. Registration. From the registration I want to have article create and update, because when we have the article update page we can use the same template for that as well. So, and the template and the registration, I want to create a new file and I name this as this. Okay, let's see create. Okay, and the URL will be created here where I was in this file. I was in this file and article create. I copy and paste this. Here I want to have article create, well and clean. So instead of this I'm using article create and article create, very clean. Okay, let's run this. Let's see what happens. I refresh here and the count after that article and create. I can see this template. It's very nice. Okay, now how can we like do something like that, like we had in the article list? The article create will be like same as home. I want to have everything from the home and here, so the content will be deleted. I don't need this content. Here I want to have, well, form. Okay, it is very easy. When I refresh this, well, that's good. You can see something like the author, title, slug, like category, description, thumbnail, everything. It looks very nice. Okay, I want to have something like, it will be great for us to make a lot better than previous one. Okay, I want to have the form, and the form will have a method. The method will be post method, and well, I want to have the CSRF token here. ESRF token, and then I want to have the form and a button. Okay, and the button will be like submit, because I want to submit the article. The class will be like btn well success. Let's see what happens here. It's good. Now I can select the article, the author, like for example the author will be admin. This is testy and just for testing, and I can select image, and the status will be like published. Okay, when I press the submit, I think so it doesn't work. Again in the same page we cannot see any article. Why it is like that? Here it says that this field is required, thumbnail field or the image field. Why it is like that? Okay, we have something here like in this form ink type. We have to mention this ink type, multipod form data. Okay, now let's do the same thing, like the thumbnail will be some image, and when I submit, I think it still doesn't work. Okay, it still doesn't work. Let's refresh this. Okay, I want to refresh this. Just for testing. Just for testing, and I select a thumbnail, and the status will be published. When I click, the author is not mentioned. Let's mention the author as admin. That's a new error. Actually it's not error, but it is some kind of a message or something. It says no URL to redirect to. Okay, either provide a URL, define a get absolute URL method on the model. Okay, it says that when the article is published, it doesn't have any URL to reach that URL. After the publishing, what it should do, which URL it should visit. Okay, so we mention a URL here. It says in the model. Okay, in the blog model we have here, so we have to use the blog model, and the blog model we can see after this string. Okay, it says that get absolute. Okay, def, I want to have this self, and the return will be account home. But it doesn't work because it doesn't know how to reach this URL or how to reach this path. So we have another thing like our app from Django.url import reverse. Okay, so we have imported this reverse. I think instead of this URL, I want to have URL as well. So this reverse can be used like this. Let me have this. Now it understands. Okay, let's save this. I think everything is nice. I refresh this. When I refresh, it says resend. List of articles with this select already exist. Wow. Okay, let's see the account here. Okay, this is the article which is published. just for testing. Okay, by admin, just for testing. The description is just for testing, and everything is nice. When I see here on the website, yes, just for testing. Okay, let's see. This button doesn't work, and this button also doesn't work. I want to update these buttons. In the sidebar, okay, in the sidebar we had like list of articles. Okay, URL, account, home, and add article or article create will be like URL and article create. When I save this and I refresh, it works very nice. See, in the corner it works. Okay, now for example, let's make it a little more great in design. Like this design should be nice. SP. That looks nice, a little bit, but not completely. So in the next video, we will use something like another app, which is like a ready-made app, which makes this very nice and very clean, and everything will be great. Like we want to use the crispy pie. So I think up until now it looks nice. Let me see. The articles are here. Everything is very, very nice.